Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Homesteading Off the Grid and another morning ramble. Guys, I think I've been having somewhat of not an epiphany for some time, but a realization. And you guys, the subscribers, the people watching this video right now are helping me come to this realization. Several things. I'm not alone. And you guys all remember the story about the lighthouse up there. If not, go back and watch the video called Confessions of a Reformed Fake News Writer. I'll put it on the end of this one. But I'm seeing through reading your comments that it appears as if we are going through what appears to me, and I'm not trying to sound like a nut. We all know I'm kind of nuts anyway, but we seem to be going through some sort of transformation that is leading to a great awakening based upon the realignment of our priorities. Guys, 20 years ago, if I, or you or any of us would have had a job that made us miserable, we hated it, we didn't like it, but it paid really good money, and it had a pension if you just hung in there and sold your soul to your employer that mistreated you for a couple of decades or three. It would, we could tell ourselves that it'd be worth it there in the end when we're down to the final years of our life and we can barely walk around and we're coughing, and we're not coughing when we're not even sick just because we're old and decrepit. We would have never left such a place. Well, guys, those times have changed, and we are sending the message to abusive employers that yes, we will, one by one, and as we find each other out there, and a lot of us are finding each other here in cyberspace, as we unite, we're not forming these useless unions whose shop stewards are literally a lot of times in bed with management, so who do nothing for the employees. The employees are simply walking away. And I've talked before about Ayn Rand and Atlas Shrugged and who is John Galt? Well, obviously there's a heck of a lot of us out there, and we are leaving the plantations and the factories and going to Galt's Gulch more and more en masse. Now, what is Crazy Lake talking about this morning? Is he out here being a rebel rouser? Nope, not my way, because I don't care. I care about me, my wife, my son, and our life, and that's it. If there's going to be any rousing going on out there, it's going to be caused by another rebel, not me, because that's not who I am. But guys, again, as of this recording, that postal video that I made months ago, almost 3 months ago now, has gained traction this week and is getting 20,000 plus views a day. And I'm reading the comments, and sure, you get the occasional, oh, you're a wimp, you're a sissy, oh, the money was so good, how could you walk away from that, or so you just don't want to work. That's like 1%, if that. The other, like 99+% are people who were in same situations and who left. And I can't remember names, guys, because there's just so many, and I apologize for this. But there was a lady who commented that her husband worked, and this happened to be the same employer, the post office, for 10 years, 6 to 7 days a week, 12 hours a day, and she said it literally drove him crazy. And their family, like my family, decided that he was going to quit, which he did, and she said something to the effect of they've had a massive decrease in pay, but they don't care whatsoever because they have each other, they're happier, her husband's not being abused, and they're enjoying life more. Guys, let me tell you something, and this is something really I'm telling abusive employers. Millennials are they're not going to do it. Look, we can knock millennials all we want. I don't have many millennials on this channel. We're at 4 minutes and 17 seconds right now into this video. If any millennials started to watch this video, 90% of them are already gone. They won't watch a video. If you don't get their attention in, I think it's 8 seconds, you don't get it. And once you got their attention, if you haven't entertained them by 30 seconds, they're gone and they'll never come back. Be that as it is, I see many minuses to that. It's hard to enjoy a great work of fiction. Like somebody mentioned in the comments yesterday, read John Steinbeck. I have a lot. The Grapes of Wrath is one of my favorite books ever. I think it's one of the best books ever written. A lot of millennials won't realize the joy of enjoying a great work like The Grapes of Wrath, or Atlas Shrugged, or The Fountainhead by Ayn Rand, because those are 1,000 pages long. Great biographies I've read on John Rockefeller, called Titan, was 1,000 pages long. The Truman by David McAuliffe, great biographer. They'll miss out on a lot of this stuff, but here I am rambling again. My point of this is that they don't put up with the abuse that my generation, Generation Xers, the baby boomers, put up with. They leave. And guys, there are ways. These young people are earning income and making money in alternative ways that people just as young as me, I'm 44, I'm not old, don't even know about. Social media, look at I'll tell you, Uber, with the taxi driving thing. I've never taken an Uber. I have no need to do this, but you're starting to see it with courier services. A lot of people who need to have things delivered are contracting and doing subcontract work through courier systems that work a lot like Uber taxi drivers. Dynamics are changing. And so when you have dinosaurs like the USPS who refuse to evolve in the most important way, and that is in humane treatment of their employees, tell you what, you got away with it with the baby boomers, and you got away with it with a lot of Gen Xers, because we were the last generation who really were raised, and this is sad, this breaks my heart. There are still a lot of folks who think that being miserable at a job is okay as long as you're making enough money to pay your bills, because that's what you do when you're responsible. That's not my mindset. It used to be, until I spent nearly a decade living around the world in other countries and other cultures, and seeing how so many people that have so little were way happier than the average American. 80% of the world lives on less than $2 a day. Okay, there's nobody in America living on $2 a day. I don't care what you say. There's safety nets here. I'm not even going to go into it. I've lived in places where 90% plus of the people live on less than $2 a day, and they are happier than 90% plus of the people I see every day in the U.S. I love America, served in Iraq. I'm here to stay. I mean, I'm going to travel, of course, and who knows, maybe the family and I will live in both places, the Philippines and here someday. That's our ultimate fantasy. But guys, I'm telling you, the millennials, the next generation, and whatever generation they name, the generation after them, whatever they end up being named, they are not going to accept misery as part of just being responsible. They're just not going to do it. They're not. So the days of the dinosaurs are behind us. Abusive employers who can depend on people willingly cowering down to them and working 15 hours a day, 7 days straight because, well, that's what a real man does. No, that's not what a real man does. A real man, well, you know what? A real person, a real human being understands we were not meant to work, earn, buy, pay taxes, die. Those days are gone. And I mentioned yesterday in the morning ramble, we know that between 5 and 7, our subscribers are eating dinner with their families, not their gadgets, because our mountain chart throughout the day of our views on our channel go like this, but then at 5, it drops straight like a rock, stays there for 2 hours, and then goes right back up like this. People are reprioritizing. They understand what's important. It's harder for us to be lied to these days because of such things as social media, and well, I mean, it helps that the economy's back and it's strong and there's more jobs out there than there used to be, and people, they're leaving. And we're seeing it in the comments. We're getting hundreds, if not thousands of comments a day. And the stories, I'm amazed that 99% plus of the stories being shared in the comments are, I was not happy in my situation and I left too. I make less money now and I am happy just like you. Guys, that makes it worth getting up in the morning and just seeing the feedback from that message. And, that was like, I mean, I did a couple videos on how much I hated my job and it was making me miserable before I quit. And then I did that one. And then I haven't really, I mean, I mention it here and there in videos because I mention just my past as I talk in these videos. But to see a video that's 3 months old gain such grassroots traction, and guys, that's just proof that we have realigned our priorities and we're going through a great awakening. And 10 years from now, we're probably going to be receiving our packages from somebody in a civilian privately owned car that has a sticker on it that says PD for like private delivery or something. PDC, private delivery couriers. And mail, really? Mail? Who even needs that? We pay all our bills online, automatic deduction from our bank account. There's still some more World War II folks and some older baby boomers out there who are, I guess, using it. But guys, do you really think anybody's going to use that and it's even going to need to be there in another decade or two? The days of the dinosaur are gone and good riddance. We have awoken. And we're choosing happiness and we're choosing family and we're choosing health over abuse and indentured servitude. I'll use that word, okay? Guys, thanks for being with me here for this morning ramble. And make sure to check back with us for more next time, and we'll see you then.